There's nothing particularly shocking about the Mi Max's design, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, as the phone's aluminum construction gives it a premium look and feel. Some design aspects make the device easier to use, like the side tapers on the rear and the perfectly positioned power button and fingerprint reader. The top and bottom plastic caps, which presumably house the phone's antennas, are fairly continuous with the rest of the design in both color and feel. They do seem to be the culprit of some creaking noises while holding the phone, however, and maybe a major cause of the phone's weak structure. It bends with just a bit of pressure, which is disconcerting to say the least. The Mi Max's poor build quality shocked us, as Xiaomi has generally done an excellent job in the past, at this and even lower price points. The Mi Max's 3 illuminated capacitive keys sit on a very slightly curved 2.5D glass and follow Xiaomi's standard layout. The display's side bezels are notably small, although we do wish that Xiaomi would reconsider the use of a black border around the display. The Mi Max's standout feature is definitely its large display, and at 6.44 inches, this phone is undeniably huge. The size definitely requires a few changes in how you use your smartphone, but in exchange for a superior media consumption experience. While it would have been nice to see Quad HD here instead of 1080p, the display on the Mi Max still looks great with good viewing angles and accurate color reproduction. Sunlight readability is a tad below average, however, and the sunlight mode decreases the display's contrast significantly. On a positive note, the glass is coated in Corning Gorilla Glass 4, which we don't see very often at this price point. As has been the case with other Qualcomm Snapdragon 652 devices, the Mi Max's day-to-day performance seemed comparable to phones with higher-end chips like the Snapdragon 808. Xiaomi's custom software, MIUI, runs very smoothly on the Mi Max, and the base model's 3GB of RAM is generally enough for multitasking. There are different models available as well, although we do not imagine the real-world performance differences to be significant. Unless you're importing the Mi Max, you can expect 4G LTE speeds and great call quality. If you're in the US, the Mi Max will still work on AT&T and T-Mobile, but it will be limited to receiving HSPA Plus speeds. It is unlocked and dual SIM, however, and you can expand the phone storage up to an additional 256GB with one of the SIM card slots. The fingerprint reader on the back of the Mi Max is accurate and, in our experience, just a hair faster than the one found on the Nexus 6P. Xiaomi does seem to have taken a step backwards with the Mi Max with the return of micro USB. The decision to not use USB Type-C is a bit puzzling at this point, but it may be appealing to those who are still using the older standard and do not want to purchase brand new cables. The Mi Max's single speaker can be found just to the right of the charging port, and it sounds pretty good, only slightly distorted at higher volumes. It would have been nice to see front-facing speakers, as they generally offer a more immersive media consumption experience, but side firing is still better than rear firing. With that aside, the Mi Max did very well in our battery life testing thanks to its very large 4850 mAh battery, although screen on time varied quite a bit depending on whether